This is the BMW CE02, a machine BMW calls an eParkourer. Marketing jargon aside, this is an urban scalpel. It is not trying to be a motorcycle in the traditional sense, and it is certainly not a scooter. It is designed to dominate the 3-mile radius around your apartment, turning a soul-crushing city commute into a playground of gaps and instant launches. Frame, chassis, and build quality. The CE02 is built around a torsionally rigid double-loop steel frame that feels significantly more motorcycle than moped when you lean it over. BMW has opted for a single-sided swing arm at the rear, which looks stunning and makes the machine feel premium despite its diminutive size. The weight distribution is the secret sauce here. Most of the 291 pounds is carried extremely low because the two 1.96 kilowatt-hour batteries sit deep in the belly with the air-cooled synchronous motor tucked just behind them. Because the center of gravity is so low, the bike feels 40 pounds lighter than the spec sheet suggests. The build quality is typical BMW. The switchgear feels tactile, the 3.5-inch microdisplay is crisp even in direct sunlight, and the paint finish on the Highline package is deep and resilient. It feels like a high-end tool rather than a plastic toy. Power and drivetrain. The heart of this machine is an air-cooled motor that produces a peak of 15 horsepower and a staggering 40.5 pound-feet of torque available from 0 revolutions per minute. In the world of electric urban commuters, torque is the only currency that matters. I tested the 3 riding modes: Flow, Surf, and the optional Flash. Flow is your safety mode, with soft throttle response and heavy regenerative braking. Surf feels the most natural, allowing the bike to coast like a traditional internal combustion engine motorcycle while still offering decent punch. Flash is where the CE02 finds its soul. The throttle response becomes telepathic, and the regenerative braking is aggressive enough that I rarely had to touch the physical brake levers in stop-and-go traffic. In the United States, this version of the CE02 is classified as a street-legal motorcycle, meaning you will need an M1 motorcycle license to ride it. It is highway-capable in a literal sense. I saw a top speed of 59 miles per hour on the display, but it is not highway-appropriate. This is a surface street specialist. Suspension, brakes, and real-world handling. The suspension consists of a non-adjustable 37mm inverted fork up front and a single-sided shock at the rear. It is tuned for the urban parkour lifestyle, meaning it is soft enough to soak up manhole covers and square-edged potholes without sending a shockwave up your spine. However, because the wheelbase is a tiny 53.2 inches, the bike can feel a bit busy and twitchy when you approach its top speed. Braking is handled by a 239mm disc at the front and a 220mm disc at the rear. BMW included front-wheel ABS as standard, but the rear is left analog. I actually enjoyed this setup. It allows you to lock the rear wheel slightly to pivot the bike into a tight parking spot or alleyway. The integration between the regenerative braking and the hydraulic brakes is seamless, though I noticed a slight vibration through the pegs in flash mode when the motor was aggressively harvesting energy. The competition, real-world alternatives. The CE02 occupies a strange middle ground. The most direct rival is the Sur-Ron Ultra B. The Sur-Ron is lighter, cheaper, and more capable off-road, but it lacks the BMW's refined street legality and grown-up build quality. If you look at the traditional market, the Honda Navi or Honda Grom are the obvious comparisons. While those bikes are thousands of dollars cheaper, they lack the effortless twist-and-go torque of the CE02. Against its big brother, the BMW CE04, the CE02 is much easier to manage in tight spaces and far less intimidating for a newer rider, even if it lacks the BMW CE04's weather protection and storage. Limitations and the bitter truth. Now for the reality check. The range is the primary deal breaker. While BMW claims 56 miles, I found that if you ride with any level of aggression in flash mode, you're looking at a real-world range of 40 to 45 miles. For a pure city dweller, that's a week of commuting, but for anyone with a suburban to urban trek, range anxiety will be a constant passenger. Then there's the charging. The base model comes with a 0.9 kilowatt external charger that takes 5 hours to get from 0 to 100%. The Highline package upgrades you to a 1.5 kilowatt charger, but even then you are tethered to a standard 110-volt outlet for nearly 3.5 hours. There's no level 2 or DC fast charging here. Finally, the price. At roughly $7,600 before options, you are paying a heavy premium for the BMW badge and the unique aesthetic. The final verdict: buy or skip. Buy this if you live in a dense urban environment, you have a garage with a standard outlet, and you want the most stylish, effortless way to skip traffic. It's a premium third vehicle that turns chores into an event. Skip this if your commute involves more than 2 miles of highway, or if you need to carry more than a backpack's worth of gear. If you are looking for a primary motorcycle to explore the canyons or go on weekend trips, the limited range and no fast charging will make you regret the purchase within a month.